Hello, Minecraft community. I'm Elvin Maestro. Now, if you're like most people and you've always liked the idea of building crazy things like realistic Minecraft elevators in your bases, but flying machines and redstone kind of scare you, well then I have good news for you. This video is all about how to build a simple yet realistic Minecraft elevator. So we're going to go through this step by step. It'll be super simple, I promise. So let's get right into this build. So if we're going to be here on the ground, and let's say we want the elevator to come out this way. So when we're inside the elevator, we want to be able to walk out this way. Then we're going to turn to the right, and in the ground, we're going to put down an immovable block. Now, an obsidian is a movable block. There are various other immovable blocks in the game, but I'm going to be using obsidian for this. Now, right across from that block, we're going to put down an observer and a slime block over the immovable block that is being powered by the observer. To the left of the slime block, we're going to be putting down a sticky piston facing up, and above that sticky piston, another slime block. And to the right of that new slime block, a sticky piston that will be facing down, so we have this little shape here. Above this, we're going to be taking two slime blocks and just putting them right over the top. Then we're going to be adding a second observer that is going to be powering our top slime block to the right. All right, and at this point, we're going to take this top observer, and to the right of it, we're going to put down another slime block, and behind that, we're going to bring out two more slime blocks, and we're going to grab some regular pistons, and we're on the rightmost part here, we're going to be putting a regular piston. On the leftmost part here, we're going to be putting another regular piston, and we're going to be putting two more observers down. One that's going to power the slime block underneath this regular piston, and another observer that is going to be powering the slime block under this regular piston. Fantastic. Now we've built one full flying and pushing machine contraption here. Now this next step is we're going to take some immovable blocks just like we put on the floor, and we're going to be pulling them up and catty-cornered to the regular pistons just like you see here. Then we're going to be building our compartment itself, the part we will be standing in. It's going to be a 2x2x2 open area with slime blocks in the corners. And as you can see here, I am using white concrete for the actual elevator compartment, but you can use any non-immovable block that you choose to use. And here we go. We have completed the compartment. Now our next step is to build what we've built down here, this little contraption, but we're essentially going to be building it upside down on top of the contraption. So here we go. We're going to take a regular piston and building up here, and we're going to have it facing down into this top slime block. And we're going to do another one on the other side. And it's going to be facing down just like that. Now, as you see, there is a space between the bottom regular piston and the compartment, but not so with the top. Now, this is intentional, and it will make sense later on as we continue building. Now, we're going to take some slime blocks, and we're going to build them over. 4 slime blocks right across the top. Then we're going to take our observers again, come around the back, and we're going to put an observer that's going to power the slime blocks over our new regular pistons that we've just placed down. Just like that. And let's put that slime block back there. Did not mean to break it. Now we're going to be building an independent flying machine kind of sticking out of our pushing mechanism here. So that's a slime block and a sticky piston facing up next to it, a slime block over it, and a sticky piston to the right. And then just like on the bottom, taking 2 slime blocks over the top. Now we're going to be adding the 2 observers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out 2 blocks here and 2 blocks here and break these blocks. I do this so that when we put down the observers and break the blocks in front of them, they don't trip and activate our flying machine, sending it in directions we don't want it to go. Okay, now we finally get to the fun part. We get to make things fly. So we're going to power this top contraption by activating the bottom observer. And once we are satisfied with how high this flying machine is, we're going to put an immovable block just right there. Now, at this point, the elevator will not come any higher than this point right here. Now, we're going to put down a couple more immovable blocks that will make sense why we're putting them there later on. So we're going to just at the bottom, just like on the bottom, we're going to build out the 2 movable blocks catty corner to the regular pistons, just like this. Now on the rightmost piston here, we're going to be building out 3 blocks, 1 block to the left and 2 blocks down. And that is the block, and that's where we want it to be. Now at this point, all of our immovable blocks here up the top are in their correct places. We're going to send the contraption down by activating the top observer. And as that's going down, we're going to come down here to the back of our elevator, and we're going to build the back wall contraption. So we're going to build a 2x2x1 wall area, and there's going to be slime blocks out the back. Then we're going to install another flying machine kind of right into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a sticky piston facing up underneath this, and a sticky piston catty corner to that facing down, just like that, and a slime block there and a slime block there. So that is that shape. Now we're going to be putting in the observers. So I'm going to do just like we did in the last flying machine by building out 2 blocks and putting down the observers next so that we don't have things powering that we don't want to. So break that, and putting in the slime blocks. Fantastic. Now we're going to put down an immovable block underneath this, just like that, and that will make sure that our that this machine does not go any further down than we want. All right, at this point, all of the flying machines are fully constructed, and now all we need to do is to hook up all the redstone wiring. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out a couple of blocks away from the elevator. It doesn't matter exactly how much, but I'm just going to put down a button so I know generally where I want this button to be. And then we're going to have redstone wiring running in to each of these observers, and there's going to be a tick delay on each one of them, and I'm going to show you what each of them is going to be. So we power the bottom observers to make them go up, and for this top contraption, we're going to have a redstone wire running directly into it, just like that. And of course, that made it power and go up. And another interesting thing, as you can see, we are in the snapshot. That's why we have this cross shape in the redstone. So even though it wouldn't really make much sense for any of the new changes in the next version of Minecraft to break this, it doesn't. All of this will work in the next version of Minecraft. Now for our middle compartment, we're going to, again, power this observer, but we're going to put down a repeater running into it, and that is going to be set to 4 ticks, just like that. And for the bottom flying contraption, we're going to have a repeater running into it, and that's going to be set to 2 ticks, just like that. So as you can see, it's a direct redstone line for the top, 4 for the middle, and 2 for the bottom. Now, once our elevator is up at the top, you can see everything arrived here safe and sound. We're going to be building out another couple blocks and putting down our button. Then we're going to run some redstone lines into these observers here. So to make it go down, we power the top observers. And for the bottom contraption, we just give it a direct redstone line. And for this middle contraption, we're going to have a repeater that's going to be set to 4 ticks, just like that. And for this top one, we're going to have a repeater running into it that's going to be set to 4 ticks, and another repeater running into that one that will be set to 1 tick. So a total of 5 ticks here. So as you can see, for the bottom, we have a direct redstone line. For the middle, we have 4 ticks, and for the top, we have 5. So a little bit different than the pattern we set up at the bottom. And the next step to do is to hook up our buttons to their respective redstone outputs. So I'm going to come back when that is all done. All right, as you can see, all I have done here is just hook up the buttons to the various redstone outputs, and I've added some repeater delay in here, just a couple of repeaters in between the buttons and the redstone outputs. This is so that when we press the button, there's time to get into the elevator before everything activates and gets sent up. It would be very sad to push the button on your new Minecraft elevator and have it go up before you can get inside. That would be very sad. So we're going to give this a little test and see if this works. Pressing the button here, letting the repeater delay run out. And there we go. everything is powering and it's in sync, and that means we did a good job. And up here you can see I did pretty much the same thing, just hooking up the button to the redstone outputs and adding some repeater delay. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to test by pushing the button and seeing if our elevator goes down all smoothly, and it does. Everything is fantastic. Yay, all right, could not ask for better. So the next step here is to, well, first we got to add this another wall that's essentially just going to come up like this when we are going up, so that it's fully enclosed while we're in the elevator. If you so desire, you can have glass in here if you want to be able to see out of the elevator while you're going up. And then I'm just going to kind of spruce it up and hide some of the redstone here, so I'm going to come back once I've done that. All right, as you can see, I have done some just light sprucing up of the area around here. I've put down these shulker boxes that the slime blocks can run right past because they're immovable objects, but they're sort of solid blocks, so they look kind of nice. And as you can see on the inside, I put down these sea lanterns that allow it to be light inside the compartment while we're going up. This is important because I've chosen to have a solid wall here to have the elevator fully closed off. And here I have these little glazed terracotta arrows that just make it look fun, and the buttons. The bottom button, of course, doesn't do anything, but it's just for show. And for this top button, it will make the elevator go up. So let's press the button and get in the elevator and see if it goes up. Oh, look at that. It does. Fantastic. And here we are, up at the top, safe and sound. Same kind of thing with building out the platform with the glazed terracotta and the shulker boxes. And yeah, just kind of build it all together. Of course, here, the bottom button is the one that does the trick. And we can get back in the elevator. And yeah, it's pretty smooth, at least in my humble opinion. I can't even remember where it's going to open now. Oh, there we go. Alrighty, and that is the finished element. Of course, when you're building it in your own base, you can make it look much different and probably a lot better than what I've done just on the fly here. So that is the tutorial. If you learned something, if that helped you, and if you enjoyed it, please like and share with your friends. If you really like this tutorial, then subscribe, as I'm just getting a start here on YouTube. So if you like this kind of content, please be sure to let me know. And if you do subscribe, then I will be sure to see you in my next video. All right, I'll see ya.